My name is Margaretha Nordine, and I've been asked to reflect on my life since I came to Salt Spring Island, and big time of my life was also biking. We moved here because of the green wave. We didn't want to raise our children in Vancouver, and this was the best move ever. We were in commercial fishing at the time. To get to work was for me to bike to work. And it wasn't because I wanted to keep my exercise or anything. It was just a matter of transportation. Salt Spring Island didn't know much about bicycling, and they didn't know much about bicycler. And I actually was a target many times. They thought it was, whoever they were, they thought it was fun to come up behind me in a car and beep the horn. And I was totally unaware of that, and I would fall off the bike, and luckily many times into the ditch, but they never helped me. They just laughed, thought it was funny. But I kept biking because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, particularly when I had to start working at 7 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, as time goes on, I also was involved in a pretty bad accident. And no accidents are meant to be. I was on my way to work in the morning, and I was like a flashlight. It was impossible not to see me. I had all the gears on that I could wear, that was colorful. I had flashing lights on my bike, and I was going straight. And the person that was behind me, I did see her because I had a rear view mirror too, but she did not blink her light to indicate that she was going to turn right. And I was in the middle of the road, and here she turns right in front of me, and it was impossible for me not to hit her. I was pretty badly hurt, but you know what really saved my life was my helmet. Not only my helmet, but it was on right. It had, the first thing I did when I woke up on the road, I felt my helmet, and it was right there on my head. Of course, I broke all kinds of stuff, and worst of it all was I broke my pelvis, and that was pretty painful. I broke both my pelvics. They broke, and of course I had big bruises on my forehead because my forehead hit somewhat, and I wouldn't be standing here at the time if I hadn't had my helmet. This is the helmet I wore when I was involved in the accident. And of course, it cracked right here. But the pelvis was a little rough one to get organized and get it back to walking. And it took me a while. And of course, everybody assumed I was not going to go back biking again. But biking was my life. That's how I went to work. By the way, I just make sure that you know I grew up in Sweden, and everybody biked. And the road is part of the of vehicle transportation, non-motorized vehicle. The first time biking back to work after this was scary, because particularly the spot where I had been injured. But it went away, and it went over with, and I biked for many, many more years to go. As time went on, I thought I've got to do something about this, because people are riding without helmets. So I started a program that I called Helmet for Life. And I went into the schools, the elementary grade. We eventually offered helmet to these young children. An Island Pathway, who then also started, which is still existing, and are still part of it, they also kicked in a little bit of money so the child could buy a brand new helmet, whatever color there was available and style, for $20. We, the Alvin Pathway members, lots of them, would then join in and come and fit the helmet on their head. Still see the odd adult, that is, with no helmet. The child that comes with them usually have a helmet. We had big bike rodeos, and that was fantastic. I got the police involved in there, the teachers were out, and kids brought their bikes, and they were right over there, and we organized everything, and we had so much fun. So here I am at the school, and here's this little tyke on a bike that's too small for him, and he's pedaling like you wouldn't believe it. And he's got a helmet on, the strap hangs way down here, and he's got, bike lady, bike lady. This helmet sure makes me bike real good. I'll leave you with that.
Highland Pathways has been working to get a bikeway through Salt Spring Island since 1988. This means widened paved shoulders on the main ferry routes, about 20 kilometers. Safety is the number one concern, especially as cyclists' numbers increase with ever more e-bike riders. The Sailors Sea Trail Network cycling routes on southern Vancouver Island draw people to Salt Spring Island, which remains a rough gem in the main ring. Let's bring this section up to acceptable safety standards for local and visiting cyclists so we can get this amazing 260-kilometer loop trail connected and showcased to the world. For more information, check the links below.